welcome to Monorants, a podcast where we rant about the highs and lows of nerdy shows, movies and pop culture in general, like our opinions actually matter. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and with me, as always, is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Wow.
Okay, if you're just joining us, each week we're going to be ranting about Amazon's The Boys, episode by episode, ahead of the release of Season 3. We will be talking about the original comics and occasionally later episodes of the show, so spoilers ahead for both. So today we are talking about episode 3 of season 1, Get Some.
Get some!
Get Some!
Get some!
Written by George... written by George Mastras, who has written... He doesn't have a huge IMDb credit, but he's done 10 episodes of Breaking Bad.
Oh,
It would
right.
probably be his biggest... The thing
I
he's
never
known for
watched
most.
Breaking Bad. I always meant to, and I never got around to it. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those shows that everybody recommended to us, but we never actually
Oh, no,
got
I
around to.
believe...
We watched the first season.
Did I? I don't know.
We watched some of the first season.
Okay. I think it happened to come around at a time when my interest lay elsewhere.
Yeah. And this is why we refer to ourselves as Jack of all trades and Masters of none, because there are certain things that you'd be like, oh yeah, those guys have totally watched because they love X,
we
Y,
hate
and
Rick and
Z.
Morty. And honestly, we've given it more than a chance. Like, I think I've watched the first season like 2 or 3 times in an effort to
Yeah,
get
just
into
can't
it.
get into it.
And I can't get past it. I don't know why. Whereas then Final Space, which a lot of people seem to dislike, I love. Like, we have a cat named Mooncake, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
who is called Kevin.
Yeah, you'll learn our tastes don't necessarily follow any kind of pattern. Sometimes they do, but then there'll be a curveball.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I say, George Masters most known for 10 episodes of Breaking Bad. And the director of this episode was Phil...
The director.
Director of this episode was Phil Segritia. Which I pronounce easier than director, apparently. No, Phil Segritia is somebody that we would know fairly well because he's directed 45 episodes of Supernatural. This is the first of 4 episodes he directs for The Boys. And he was also a producer on nearly all of Supernatural. He's a producer on the first 2 seasons of The Boys. And he was a producer of The New Adventures of Lois and Clark back in the day.
Oh, the Gene Kane one?
Terry Hatcher one.
Oh my god, I love that.
He directed like 12 episodes of that as well, and was a producer on nearly all the run.
I will say what you want about how cheesy that TV show was. It gave us the death of Superman storyline by the fact that they were going to have them getting married in the show.
Yeah.
Gave us the fucking that amazing comic book run. So, yeah.
So yeah, it's the 3rd episode of the first season. Get Some.
Get some! Sorry, I just...
Yeah,
it's a thing.
It has to be said. So I'm just going to go with the old IMDb summary again. And in this episode, the boys discover A-Train takes a performance-enhancing drug known as Compound V, which he intends to use in his race against Shockwave. The team are reunited with its original members, however, tensions run high as old wounds resurface. So, Kira, episode 3.
Episode 3, yeah, starting to get into it, starting to get a good feel for it. It's getting its rhythm going.
Yeah.
It's still a high on the old shock value, but we're starting to get the storylines and the tangents and a good idea of who's who, what's going on, how this universe is starting to work.
Yeah, so like we were saying in episode 2, they've gone deeper into it. We're getting deeper into the characters and deeper into the plots. And yeah, that is the overall feel I get for this episode.
Poor Hughie is just like sticky.
Well, this is the first episode where Hughie hasn't ended up covered in blood.
Yeah. Well, no, he starts the episode.
Well, yeah, he starts the episode still covered in blood.
And yeah, where they found that clean chef outfit in that sticky kitchen is beyond, because that thing is fucking pristine.
I was thinking that as well.
Like, that thing is pristine. Also, all the aprons were hanging up in that corridor where he went kersplatty. But Frenchie's wearing a clean one. Yeah, I'm a little surprised because when I was listening to an interview with Phil Segritia, he's talking about how so much corn syrup.
That they want it to be a lived in world, so they don't just put posters of, A-Train's new film up.
Yeah.
There has to be old worn away posters beneath that.
Yeah.
And he said there's like 2 production assistants that just walk around with white paint all day on set.
Just painting over shit?
No, just flicking white paint at signs so it looks like bird shit, because said in the real world, there's bird shit everywhere.
Oh God, yeah.
So it's all these little bits of attention to detail that he wants the dirt, he wants the grime, and he wants it to seem like a lived-in world. And that's one little bit where it's like, why is that?
Yeah,
that's a brand new chef's shirt.
I was like, that chef's shirt is white as fuck. Like, that whole place ain't like, yeah, and it actually would have made, given that the whole restaurant is kind of like in a construction site, it would have made more sense for him to find like a high vis, because him standing there in a high vis would have been amazing.
Even if it was a dirty, ratty old one, because like you're still going to take a dirty, ratty old chef's shirt over blood covered clothes. Yeah,
but that thing is fucking like, that is pristine.
Yeah,
and shovel. They're shoveling him up.
Yeah, and you do. I like how
they're like having to burn his clothes.
You can see Butcher starting to warm to Hughie.
Oh, he loves him.
The first episode, he just wants to use Hughie for his own ends. The second episode, he's like, right, I'm stuck with this kid, so I have to make sure he doesn't run off and get me caught.
The little smile he gives him.
Hughie apologizes, and straight away, Butcher possibly the warmest tone of voice he's said anything so far. He's like, oh, don't worry about it, son. You did us a favour.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, he knows now, right, this kid, for better or for worse, for him, he's in it with us now. He's after killing the superhero. You
pulled the trigger, it was your idea.
Yeah, nobody made him do it. He was backed into a corner a little bit, but Butcher knows now, okay, this kid's with us.
Yeah, if anything, he's a scapegoat. He's a convenient scapegoat.
But he pulls it back then a second later when Hughie wants to go home to get some of his own clothes, and Butcher's like, no.
No, you stay where I put you.
But does realise...
You can see Frenchie behind him being like doing a lot of good old eyebrow action.
Yeah. You can see Frenchie's like, no, we need to take care of this kid. Yeah. Like, we can't let him freak out. And you can see that in Butcher's face
Frenchie's
as well.
like Frenchie was an arms runner before he even got caught up in this. So, like... This life does not faze him.
It's nothing new to him, but he knows Hughie's not. This is
Hughie
new.
is like, his dad has it right. Like, he is a good kid.
Yeah.
You know, he's...
But Butcher, you do see Butcher's like, I don't want to let him go, but then he's like, as you say, there's the kind of back and forth a little bit between him and Frenchie.
Like Frenchie's eyebrows are amazing.
Butcher's like,
back
okay,
and just watch the eyebrow action.
I'll let you go and have a little bit of time to yourself, but Frenchie's got to go with you to keep you safe. And to keep you from doing anything stupid.
Yeah. And make sure you come back.
Yeah. So that's our opening scene, is the guys dealing with the aftermath of the ending of the last episode of Translucent being ass-bombed, as Butcher puts it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a goof or not. I never checked the IMDb, but do you remember there was that guy a couple of years back who had a load of explosives inside him? And he was going to like suicide bomb something. This is going to get really fucking dark in a second. But he did actually detonate, but he didn't go kersplooey.
Oh, he just blew up his insides.
He blew up his insides because the human body apparently is very, very good at shielding explosions from the inside. So I wondered how much C4 did they put inside him to explode his impenetrable diamond skin, because also impenetrable diamond skin, he should have just been a lump of liquid. Like, he should have just been like a fucking squishy, like... if they couldn't penetrate the skin, how would something exit the skin?
Well, I at that point, I don't suppose it matters. The ultimate goal is killing him. Whether or not he stays in one piece is irrelevant.
I know,
to them.
I'm just being really, really pedantic.
You are, yes.
No, they made just a big deal about how they couldn't put anything in him. So, how did you manage to blow him apart when his skin's supposed to be that tough and would have essentially contained everything and just turned him into
I'm guessing it's supposed to be a sheer force of will thing.
Will? Yeah, if you willed him explode.
Will, sorry, but sheer force of the explosion is from inside is what blows him apart.
That must have been a massive lump of Semtex.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting bogged down on Translucent's insides again.
I know. It's just...
Except for the last episode.
I know. I'm curious.
Right, no problem. Well, we can satiate your curiosity off air some other way.
Okay.
Yes, that's our opening scene.
I've been watching a lot of Bailey Sarian again and true crime, and this is what happens.
Okay, well, there's enough gore in the show. We don't need you trying to talk out the minutiae of exactly how it works. Following on from last episode as well, then we see Annie meeting Stillwell and Ashley after her vigilante actions in her attempt to save the rape victim. And everything's flipped.
Blazer, number one, Ashley's blazer, that ocelot blazer is everything.
I can't say I paid that much attention to it.
I did, and mwah, it is beautiful.
But yeah, she goes in and everything's flipped. They're not angry with her anymore because the girls come forward and they can spin it to be a positive thing.
Yeah.
Instead of Starlight attacking 2 guys randomly, now it's Starlight saves a girl from potential rape.
Yeah.
And there's that brilliant line about how she's up in all these areas, and she's even up in the, what do they call it, liberal retreat strongholds of New York and San Francisco. Which is, as funny as it is, it's a nice little nod to, it seems to be that Vought's main fan base and their consumers and their customers
are conservative.
Are we guessing? Yeah, we're guessing that they are conservative. Certainly, that's way more obvious when it comes to season 2, and there's all the Stormfront stuff. But yeah, it seems to be that that's the way they're playing. That a lot of, and we've seen with Samaritan's Embrace, and the evangelical crowd, they certainly seem to be more right leaning than left leaning, especially when they call somewhere a libertarian.
Whenever they're mentioning as well key demographics, it's always the 18 to 35 demographic seems to be the one, which is obviously the one with the spending power and all of that stuff. That's always the demographic they're focusing on. So as soon as you start to drop off on that or this, that's it. They seem to have no time for you. But yeah, it's just... They're so, the whole atmosphere is completely different. The 2 guys
The 2 marketing guys are just hilarious.
Oh my god, the 2 marketing guys are so
when they're
good.
doing their back and forth between each other about,
the
country girl, down home country girl in the big city.
Her storyline. What is the character?
The legend.
The legend isn't in it, and I feel like these guys, they have kind of broken the role down between the marketing departments. Ashley's part of it, that they create these backstories for them.
Well, Ashley's PR, and they're marketing.
Yeah, they split the role down in a corporate way as opposed to it being the legend, who is this guy in a basement under Midtown Comic Books, I think it is, who wrote all the original backstories for the comic books when they were out in the 50s of these heroes.
I think we still might get a legend character yet.
I really hope we don't, because he really creeped me out.
Well, no, not exactly but I think we will get a character who is like that, an old Vought man who's on the inside for the boys or whatever. I think they might introduce a character like that.
Oh, one of Valerie's cronies or something like that.
Yeah.
That's
But Seth and Evan are just brilliant. When he's talking about how the new costume is feminist.
Oh my god.
And he's holding his hands up to his face. He's like...
Oh.
It's just...
I just love the fact that the designer is basically a rip-off of Edna Mode. She just doesn't... all she's missing is new capes.
Oh, miss, I designed Homelander's costume.
So don't you tell me what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that is a small outfit. And I'm totally on Annie's side on this. No, how dare... if her whole thing is that she polls really well with the conservative religious types, why would you put her in something so skanky?
Because those Republican types are also
the horn dogs?
Yeah, they're horn dogs. They want good Christian values, but they also like slutty superheroes,
Yeah. Oh, her ass isn't all the way out, so that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm totally with her reaction on that. Also, number 1, storage. There's no pockets on that thing. You're storing everything in your tits.
Well, that's... there's a nod to that in season 2.
Yeah. Also, cold?
Well, she's... I know that the actress complained about that. And she said that half of the time she was filming scenes outside.
They were filming in Vancouver.
Yeah, they were filming. So she was literally going around taking coats off the crew and being give it to me. Because look at what I'm wearing.
Yeah,
if I'm not filming, I am not standing here in this thing.
Yeah, no, you give her one of those big NFL ones attached to the blower.
Oh, the Tom Brady giant jacket.
Brady, that's what I want to see Erin Moriarty in. I want to see a behind the scenes photo of her in one of those massive things. Or, those portable sauna things that you zip all the way up to the neck.
Yeah.
That's literally what she needs on set. Because fuck that. No, that shit's fucking cold. That shit's cold even on a hot day.
Yeah.
Once you're in the shade. No. I'm uncomfortable. I can only imagine how uncomfortable that was to wear all day.
But in the end, Stillwell puts her foot down.
Oh yeah, it's only...
Tells Annie, you can wear whatever you want. But if you want to be in the 7, you're wearing that.
Yeah. No, the way she says it as well, it's yes, it is your body, but you won't be doing it in the 7 unless it's wrapped in that.
Yeah, and it's for... Still, that's just like, okay, it's, you know... I'm not going to bother dancing around the issue here. I'm not going to, like, try and, like, Starlight's in the 7 now. She needs to be on board. You know, I'm not going to give her the nice talk, the easy sell.
Yeah.
This is the way it is. You wear that or you're out.
Yeah.
Simple as. And it kind of mirrors what's happened to her in the previous, or sorry, in episode 1 with the Deep.
Yeah.
Obviously, no, it's traumatizing, but it's still...
She's getting fucked from every angle.
Yeah, like, she's still finding out, no, I don't...
Her own. She's like, nobody is there for her. She has to toe the company line, or she's out on her fucking arse. Yeah. And it doesn't matter who it seems to be coming from. Like, she can't catch a break from any angle.
Yeah.
It's get on board or do it or go home.
Basically. And
they have no issue cutting her out. Oh, yeah, she's already made a mess for... Like, she's already been a huge PR nightmare for them.
Yeah, we've seen that they're very quick to drop...
Like, they're very willing to drop her if they have to. Yeah. There's been better first, like, couple of weeks.
But it does seem to be that they are quite willing to just be like, no, look, we can just cut you and deal with whatever fallout we have. It doesn't matter. We will deal with it. And you see that later as well when A-Train makes the comment of how Stillwell said, if I don't win the race, I'm out. They don't want the second fastest man in the world on the 7. And it is literally, it's that.
Yeah, the 7's supposed to be the best of the best. And if you're not the best of the best, you're out.
But yeah, it seems like it could flip on a dime.
Yeah.
Like,
they're
whatever.
A corporation at the end of the day. They have to answer their stockholders, so, you know.
But it's nice to see that it is. It's just, ultimately, that's what decisions are made based on. Is what's going to affect the company and what's going to affect the bottom line. We don't care about the people. You see that
in the previous episode when Homelander's like, I can do more. And she's like, you've already grossed us $13.2 billion.
Yeah. Like, I don't need you flying around taking down planes.
Yeah, you don't need to think. Like, we pay you from the neck down. We don't need you to use that thing on top of it. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, they like, that's it. We need you from the neck down.
Yeah. I'm going to skip forward a little bit and talk about... I know I said Frenchie was my favourite character, but Mother's Milk is also my favourite character. And we get to meet Mother's Milk this episode. Yes. And again, like with Tomer Capon, Laz Alonso, who plays Mother's Milk, never heard of him. When the casting was announced, I was like, okay, he looks the part. Maybe he's not quite as big, as imposing as MM is in the comics.
He's imposing.
No, but MM in the comics is a
giant
He's
of
a
a man.
building of a man.
Like he is a fucking barn door. Like this, yeah.
But straight away, when you're introduced to him, you see a couple of things that are really like... Before he goes out to deal with the kids who are causing a ruckus.
Everything's very straight on the desk.
Yeah, he puts his he's writing in a notebook and he slams the pen down in the notebook, but then he straightens the notebook up before he walks out.
OCD.
And in the comics, that's MM down to a T. Yeah. Like he's real OCD. He's really about things having an order and being done properly.
He is the only one, like, whatever about everybody else who gets kind of caught up in this, with the exception of maybe Hughie. He's the one that I've always felt got wronged the most, because the life he's managed to create for himself is a good life. He is making an actual difference in vulnerable kids, like, who I like the way he grew up.
And again, that's straight out of the comics. Yeah, he runs a foster home in the comics. Yeah. But in this, they've made him working in a juvenile detention centre.
And he's teaching these kids the value and that somebody cares for them.
Apparently, the writer of the show worked in a juvenile detention centre when he was, before he was a writer, and drew on that for this scene. But yeah, we get to see MM be nice and orderly, and then you get to go out and see his presence as he puts those kids in line.
Like that, he is intimidating, but he's intimidating in a totally different way. He's not physically intimidating, but just his sheer presence.
Yeah, it's just his presence.
Like, he has the way he holds himself. He's like, no, we talk to each other with respect. Yeah. You know.
But he's so straightforward as well. Like, when he sees Billy, much like everybody else who's seen Billy so far, except for Hughie, his response is, "Oh, hell no." And
he's like, "Get out."
But he's straight with Billy. He's like, "No, I don't want any part of it. I don't care what you got. You know, I could lie and say how you been when I don't care."
My wife and my kid is back in my life. Like, he's.
Look, I do like when Billy asks, "Oh, and how's Monique?" And MM's response is, "Spits on the ground anytime your name comes up."
Oh, Monique. Monique reminds me an awful lot of Frozone's wife in The Incredibles. You know, Where is my super suit?
We don't need her for a couple of episodes though.
No, but she is Frozone's wife. She's amazing.
But we get our first Becca mention in that scene as well.
Yes.
When says to Butcher, this is about Becca. It's always about Becca.
Once you named Homelander, his vendetta against Homelander, so now you've got another name to go with that.
And we can see that the two of them are chalk and cheese. Because has been straight with them the whole time in that conversation, saying, I don't want anything to do with it. You know, we were into some bad shit the last time and I don't want to go back to that. I'm happy where I am now. And Butcher puts out a little tantalising bit of information about taking down a soup. And that kind of gets him in and gets him interested. And when he's convincing him to come back and join the boys again, he's like, now, is that French motherfucker going to be there? And Billy's like, no, I haven't seen him in ages. So, yeah, the only thing that MM wants to know, and Butcher's like, nah, I'm going to lie here because I'm self-serving and this is what I want to have. But it's a nice little introduction to MM, I feel. It's not, you know, they haven't tried to make him overly badass or anything like that. No. And like he says, I'm a motherfucker with a heart. And that's how he plays it going forward. And I again, the casting of Laz Alonso, he's so good. And apparently a bit of a clean freak in real life. In season 2 when he's got the wet wipes. Yeah, that's a Laz Alonso thing. That's not in Witherspoon thing. He had
the wet wipes. Yeah. He's a Robert Downey Jr. hiding food on set, kind of. Yeah. Just fucking go with it.
I did like as well, another kind of favourite little scene is the scene between Homelander and Stillwell when she's got the baby.
Oh my god, he hates that baby so much. Like that baby is like personally offensive to him.
He really hates him. At the end of the scene when he's staring at the baby.
I will be the first to hold my hand up and go, oh yeah, it's a baby, whatever, get it away from me. That's a cute kid. Teddy is a very cute baby, but the way Homelander looks at that child, like that child has just spat on his ma.
Yeah. He does not like that baby. But I want to know what I really like about that scene is it's Homelander, the most powerful man in the world, being told what to do, and you see where the real power is, because he gets given the talking points and he's like, I don't need these talking points, and he scrumples them up and throws them away. And still scrumples, whatever.
Scrumples.
Whatever. And then Stillwell's like, well, Edgar wrote those personally, so if you'd like to take it up to him,
take it to him.
Yeah, take it down to him.
On 82.
On 82, and he's very quickly turns and is like, ugh. And you can see he's so frustrated, like he doesn't want to do it, but he knows, well, this is what the powers that be want, so I just have to grin and bear it. Yeah. And we see the seeds of that grow throughout the episode then when he is helping Maeve take out that shooter.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Also Maeve taking on 4 lads at once, hey.
Oh, that introduction scene where that I felt was a little nod to the comic of Maeve taking on 4 guys at once.
Yeah, like, because in fairness, in the comic books, she is an alcoholic, like...
Oh, yeah, she's...
washed up, bitter, like, she is just a husk of a human.
Yeah, sleeps around with everybody, constantly drunk.
Care.
But yeah, in the comics, she would have been taking on those 4 guys in a slightly different way. Let's just say that. Yeah. But you see in their conversation...
Sorry, isn't that in fucking Orgasmo?
What?
DVD?
Oh, you want to find you want to keep work. You want to keep
working?
Getting working in this town at my age. You got to do DVD. Yeah. Yes. Moving on. But yeah, no. They're talking about. He's like, why do we do what these guys say? You know what I mean? They're just humans. And he's talking about how Edgar's this close to a coronary.
Oh yeah, I x-rayed him. His blood's like engine oil.
So you can see he's frustrated. He doesn't think.
I just like the way he goes, I x-rayed him, you know.
Yeah.
Just like it's a naughty secret. Yeah. Like, oh, I did this thing. Oh, it's a little bit rude.
I love how he flies up when they're in that scene. They're walking along and the shooters up on the 35th floor.
Oh, and everything's like getting shot to shit around.
Yeah,
they're just walking through.
Everywhere.
There's like SWAT hiding behind buildings.
Yeah.
And the SWAT guy's like, oh my god, Homelander Maeve. And he puts his hand on his shoulder, and it's like,
you
guys are the real
heroes.
It's like, oh yeah, look at that media training kicking in right there. And he's like, oh, he's on this floor, and he flies up
and just leaves Maeve.
Maeve's like, elevators.
And then
that's how Batman must feel a lot of the time.
Except Batman doesn't want to be carried.
No.
Maeve didn't want to have to get the elevator.
Yeah.
And when she gets up to the 35th floor, he's just waiting there. So he could have brought her up or gone in the elevator. Either way, he still had to wait for her. But yeah, we see another little bit of Homelander's. That was our first little bit of bloodlust, I suppose. That Homelander.
It's not bloodlust so much as it is complete and utter disregard for human life.
Yeah, but
he's just like, he's already mentioned it in that, they're just humans, they're beneath us, why are we doing this?
But
so therefore that justifies me putting my hand through this guy's chest.
Well, yeah, but in the first episode when he takes down the plane, that serves a purpose.
Yeah, he's
killing that guy.
Still well.
Killing that guy served no purpose.
No, he was
already caught. He gave up straight away, and Homelander or Maeve wallops him around the place a little bit. They have him, and Homelander's like, nah, I think I'm gonna kill this guy.
Yeah.
And he's real sadistic about it, being like, shh, it's almost over, it's okay.
Yeah, he does it real slow.
Yeah. And it's not even like he's ripping your man's heart out. He just punches it straight in the chest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's particularly. Yeah. Oh, it's not particularly graphic, but yeah, it's unsettling.
It is. I think it doesn't have to be that slow, and the fact that he's like hushing him, and he's thinking it's that baby.
Yeah, or is that it? Is he just taking out his anger of being
the fact that
told off?
The fact that child has Stillwell's attention.
That's it.
Is what really, really grinds his gears.
Yeah.
He's the older kid. He's the spoiled.
Oh, the toddler that has a newborn baby brother or sister and can't handle it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they definitely are trying to play up that aspect of it.
Yeah.
And it, again, Anthony Starr, he plays the role so well because Homelander is such an unbalanced character. But as I was saying in the last record, he's was that off air where I was saying he's a really intelligent person. Like, he's not just an evil idiot with Superman's powers. Like, he's conniving, he's smart, he has his own ideas and he has his own plans. He's just also incredibly unbalanced and wants everybody to love him.
You get kind of a hint of that. Remember they had was it a special? Which was like the footage of young Homelander.
Oh, that was it was a deleted scene from season 1 that they released in between season 1 and 2.
That was amazing of him when he's like 9 or 10.
And I think
he's hugging the teacher.
Yeah, and I think that was supposed to be played in like episode 5 or 6 when we meet Vogelbaum. But it's a good scene.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in that episode because it'll probably be a bit more relevant.
Yeah.
Any other particularly fun bits of the episode that you really enjoyed?
Oh, sorry.
Apparently not, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, I work nights. This is what happens. Well, you've got Hughie freaking out and like trashing his room and ripping down all the superhero stuff that he's got, like, because his bedroom's all decorated with those beautiful posters.
Yeah.
And like he's got like Funko Pops and all that shit, and he's got
he was a fan.
He was a fan, and he just loses it, and he does what every teenage girl between the ages of 15 and 17 has done at some point, which is fuck this shit and tear everything down.
Yeah.
Like, he was literally just missing the like fucking crying in a heap on the floor. That is just this really strong outpouring of emotion from him.
Yeah, and then...
And frustration and realisation of what he's done and what he's gotten himself into as well.
Yeah. He knows that even Robin aside, there's no form of a normal life that he can go back to now.
No.
Whatever about trying to put his life together after Robin died, but once he went out with Billy... No, forget about it.
Back now.
Yeah, there's especially now. There's
and
no
then
turning
you get that
back.
lovely little moment with the dad,
where he's really harsh towards poor old Simon Pegg.
Yeah, but it needs to be,
Yeah, you can see Hughie needs to get it out.
Yeah,
but then he knows he's been a bit too harsh and apologises and leave, and we get that great bit of attempted empathy from Frenchie.
Frenchie's stories
where he's like,
amazing.
my dad tried to smother me in a Hello Kitty
My father
blanket.
was
bipolar.
I nearly said my father was the bisexual. My father was the bipolar.
Yeah.
When I was 10, he tried to suffocate me with a Hello Kitty duvet. And you're just like, Hughie's just like, what?
Yeah, he's like, I don't see how that's relevant at all.
I have no response to this.
What would you say to that?
Okay. Yeah, what?
Yeah. Then we get,
that's when we get the he's gotten mother's milk on site. They have the moving van.
Which you spotted, the moving van has a lamplighter.
Yeah, it's
on the side of the moving van.
It says move like a soup underneath it, but they're in the moving van and that's what they're like set up in. They're sticking out Pop
Claw's place after the info they got. You get
your first glimpse of Pop Claw coming in. Well, no, first of all, you get the meeting, the reunion of Mother's Milk and Frenchie, which involves knives and a lot of cursing. And them being forced apart.
Yeah, and there's a nice little bit in that where they're going off, they're shouting and they're screaming at each other, and Billy's just trying to hold them apart. But then they get to talking about Mallory's grandkids.
Yeah.
And he's like, MM's like, tell that to Mallory's grandkids. And it's mentioned that they're dead, and you can see Hughie's like, what? And Butcher, as soon as Mallory's grandkids are mentioned, Butcher's like, knock it on the fucking head, because he doesn't want to have to explain.
Yeah.
He doesn't want Hughie to know the shit that's gone down.
Then it's interrupted by Mother's Milk's phone ringing, and you can just see him going, shh.
Oh, Rick Astley.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna...
But yeah, that
phone call then
rather deflates the situation.
Although good ploy, 2 steaks down. That's
no,
how you do it when he's like, I don't want to tell you I love. Yeah, okay, I love you.
But when he does the little kiss at the end of the phone call, and you can see it in his face, he's trying to be as quiet as possible, put his lips right up to the phone, and just go as quietly as he can. But everybody hears it. They all die except Hughie. Hughie doesn't know where to look while Butcher and Frenchie are pissing themselves laughing at MM.
And just like that, the whole situation is somewhat resolved.
Yeah, I think that's when Frenchie's like, oh, here comes Pop Claw. And we get introduced to her.
And her landlord.
And her poor, unfortunate landlord.
Who plays her landlord? He is magnificent.
I had his name, it's gone, but yeah, he's brilliant in this episode.
He's so much fun. He's so fun. But she was like a darling of Vought and had like a film career and has since dropped off.
Yeah, we find out as the episode wears on.
Well, in her introduction, she's talking to her landlord and he's like, the rent's late. Yeah, was last week.
And Butcher's already called her a D-list soup in the previous episode where she first gets mentioned.
So she's been whatever has happened, she is no longer kind of under the protection of Vought. So she's almost like an embarrassment to them.
So when they're talking about wanting to plant the bugs, and Hughie's like, we don't need to plant bugs. We can just, once we get our IVP6 address.
Where'd you get this stuff? Circuit Steady? Yeah, he's cheap, right?
Yeah, and then being like, isn't he a cheap motherfucker? But when Hughie's like, we'll have access to every camera in our smart TV and our laptop, and Frenchie's like, in the toilet. No, not in the toilet, Frenchie.
Well, no, it wasn't like that kind of, in the toilet, like, it was more even in the toilet, like, it was like slight concern of, shit, do I have a camera in my toilet somewhere? Because he was saying, like,
that's not how I took it.
Oh, okay.
I took it as Frenchie being like, camera in the toilet.
No, he did look a little bit perplexed, I think. But yeah, he did look a bit more like, fuck, have people been watching me take a shit?
When Hughie and MM go into Pop Claw's apartment to set everything up, and we get a look at the inside of her apartment.
No, I just love the way he goes to say, I'm Hugh. He's Hughie.
Yeah.
And I'm Gary.
Yeah, because they're wearing the shirts from his actual job,
yeah.
like. But yeah, her apartment is just full of posters of her nude and semi-nude, and posters from her,
like boudoir photos.
Yeah, boudoir photos, and then like movie posters of the movie she's been in.
And IKEA lampshades. She's got those like the Death Star pulling apart ones. Yeah, mind you, the ceilings are really high, so she could get away with it.
But yeah, it's nice to see in that as well. You see Hughie starting to get into it a little bit when he hooks up the laptop and he gives a little knowing smile at the camera and he's like, all right, we're all done here. And he walks out of the apartment as MM is saying goodbye and he's all proud of himself, and then he runs into A-Train.
Oh, and he just stares him out of it like a fucking psycho.
And then he's like, haven't we met?
And I was like, what are you doing?
MM's just like, we need to get the fuck out of here. Are you trying to get us killed?
Yeah, we just killed his mate and bugged his girlfriend's apartment. We need to leave right now.
Yeah, we need to not be hanging around.
Yeah, just in case.
But he does. He looks like he's starting to get into it, enjoy the thrill of it a little bit. Like, these people have no idea.
Well, he ends up having the conversation with Mother's Milk later on then. They're progressing, because once they bug the apartment and they find out what's going on, they start to find out about this compound V.
Oh, when A-Train comes over.
Yeah,
you find out. The toe sucking.
Oh God, the toe sucking. Oh, I felt as uncomfortable as Jesse.
Yeah, poor Jesse Usher apparently has a thing.
He hates feet.
He hates feet. He hates seeing people's feet. He hates seeing people do things like suck toes. And he was like, when he came on set, apparently he was like, oh yeah, I'm down to do anything. Like, he had read some of the script, saw some of the mad stuff that was going to happen, and was like, yeah, cool, whatever. And they were like, all right, cool. So in this scene, she's going to suck on your toe. And he was like, what? What? No. Apparently it was the hardest thing he's ever had to film.
That's a hard limit. It just
freaks him out so much.
That's his hard limit. No.
Yeah. No, well, in fairness...
His safe word was watermelon.
Fair fucks to him, he went out and he did it, so...
He does it, like, you can't see it in the scene, though. He's not happy about that. He's like, oh, get away from me, woman, this isn't sexy. Yeah. And the way she plays it as well, it does look, like, slightly desperate.
Yeah. Yeah. We find out as well that their relationship is not public knowledge at all.
Yeah, well, then...
Papa wants...
Yeah, she wants it to be... They thought he's kind of led her to believe that he's cleared it all with Stillwell and PR and all that, which it hasn't been, it's not good for his image to be seen with her. Yeah. So she is getting fucked over.
Poor Papa gets used at every turn, basically.
Yeah, like, she's been dropped by Vought, she's had her apartment bugged. He's basically using her to store the V, because it is a big duffel bag of stuff that she has.
Yeah, the boys end up using her later. The only person that she exerts any sort of power over is the landlord. And then she ends up accidentally killing the poor fucker.
She pops his head like a watermelon.
Yes, she does.
It's fucking hilarious.
And apparently, to create that shot, VFX
looked at watermelon.
Well, no, just looked at videos of watermelons being squished to try and get that realistic shot, apparently. Alright. But yeah, no, back to what you were saying after that scene where Popclaw and A-Train are talking about the race, and we get the more info about V while the boys are watching. So that's their first hearing about V and kind of realising, oh, what is this? Is it some kind of steroid for soups? Yeah.
Well, that's the conclusion they draw, is that it is some sort of steroid drug, performance enhancer.
Yeah,
that soups are using, which is terrifying in and of itself.
But sorry, back to what you were saying then, Hughie and MM have a kind of a heart-to-heart where, following that scene, where when MM's asking him kind of, you killed Translucent, like, how did that go down and how did it make you feel? And Hughie's kind of saying, well, that part of me actually liked it, and I want to get payback for Robin, and he basically says he's willing to do whatever it takes and pay whatever the price is to get his revenge. And MM's just kind of looking at him like, yeah, we'll see.
Well, he was also talking about that, like, when he has the detonator, he had power and was in control. And since Robin stepped off that curb, he hasn't had any sort of modicum of control or power over anything. And he is kind of just flailing around there, and that's the first time he's felt like he's doing something positive. Yeah,
but it's funny because, but like MM, or like Hughie is saying all this, like he thinks, it's the first time I had a little bit of power and I felt a little bit good about it, and MM's response is, well, I can see it written all over your face, and that's not what I see written on your face.
Yeah, no, and he does empathise with him as well, and he's like, I have been there and this is that, but it is dangerous, and he is trying to warn him. But I think he does genuinely care.
That's it.
What happens to this kid, because he knows Butcher's not, at the end of the day, Butcher doesn't care.
That's what I took from that scene, is MM's trying to get a handle on
his situation. Yeah, he's like, this kid has been dragged what Butcher into is this. Like.
Yeah, and he thinks, right, this is a good kid, he's a smart kid, he's a sensitive kid. But I can already see he's been taken in by some of Butcher's bravado. Yeah. And he's already starting to think that killing is the right way. Yeah. And that will weigh on a kid like this. You know, and MM is the heart of the group.
He is.
You know? Hughie might be the moral centre, certainly in the comics, but MM's the heart.
MM is totally right. He's like, he's your canary.
Yeah, well, that's a brilliant scene, but that's almost an entire season away. So
I know, hold off but for like that. It is.
Yeah. Yeah, Hughie's starting to think that he's, you know, he's all hard and he's enjoying
he's all that, wow.
Yeah, he's enjoying the clandestine side of things, but yeah, MM knows the true toll.
Yeah.
And he knows that Hughie doesn't know that yet. It's a really nicely put together scene. Although we also, when they're talking about V and trying to like, oh, we need to get a sample of it.
Oh,
Frenchie, can you analyse it? And he's like, well, the only way to know for sure what it does is to take it.
No, yeah, because they basically are like, right, he's going to have it at the race. We can get into the race. We can infiltrate that. It's a public event. There's a lot of people. You know, they do plan this big heist.
Yeah, and you're right. That's where that conversation is between MM and Hughie. Is just before they go into the race.
Because they have Hughie set up as a photographer, so he can get into he has a press junket. He can get in behind the scenes a bit more. Yeah. The rest of them are spread out.
It's the focal point of the episode, in fairness. Because so much goes down in and around that race. There's so much. There's you've got the culmination, Maeve and Homelander.
The culmination of their conversation and his whole argument about the talking points.
Yeah, you've got that in there. You've got A-Train's worry about whether or not he'll do it and the fact that he's taking the V. You've got Annie and her in her new costume and the bit with the little girl where the guys are shouting at her like dickheads, show us your tits.
Yeah. There's small children present. What's wrong with you? This isn't a bar.
Hughie meets Starlight.
Yeah.
In that
it's
scene.
The realization.
Butcher staring at Homelander. There's so much that goes on in that, like, say, 15 or 20 minutes of the episode. There's so much packed in there. Like
it's one of the few times when all the threads intersect.
Yeah, and it is. It's done really well, but it's only now, like, we just sat down to rewatch the episode before we recorded this, and it's only now, kind of, as I'm looking back over my notes and we're talking about it, I've realised just how much they squeezed in there.
There's that, but then in a later episode when they do go to Capes for Christ as well, I think
that's the next episode.
There is a lot of intersection there as well, where the two worlds, what they're doing is starting to collide.
Yeah.
This is where Butcher finds out that Hughie knows Annie.
Yeah.
And he's like, ooh. Also, you've got that great bit where Hughie calls to her. She's about to walk into the locker room.
Frenchie's just hanging on the rope like, uh-oh.
But he just goes completely... what can he do? He doesn't even try and scurry back out. He's hanging there looking petrified. Oh, it's amazing.
It is. And that's one of the things I definitely want to talk about in terms of show versus comics is Hughie finding out that Annie is Starlight.
Yeah.
Because in the comics, it's...
Butcher tells him.
No, Annie tells him that she's Starlight. Butcher lets him find out through surveillance tape what happened to her with Homelander, A-Train and Black Noir.
Yeah.
And he feels betrayed. But in this... Annie doesn't tell him straight off because the only time they've met is at that park bench. And why the fuck would you say you're a superhero then? But when he finds out, she doesn't try and hide anything. She doesn't... You know what I mean?
She is honest with him
known,
from the start.
And I know I'm going forward a bit, but when she doesn't try and hide what's happened to her with the Deep...
No.
And Annie is open and honest the whole way through. Whereas in the comics, it's not that she hides it from Hughie, but she's got a secret identity, so she's kind of not supposed to. But I'm glad they didn't go with that because it would have been one of those.
No, she is. She's a far better character.
But also to the if that was an Arrowverse show, they would have gotten like 2 or 3 seasons worth of forced drama out of will they find out, won't they find out bullshit. If you know what I mean. You're
talking about what's her name in Arrow? That character I hate because I loved her.
No, I'm not trying to.
Laurel.
No, I'm not trying to single any, but think about any of those superhero shows, and it is always about the love interest finding out the superhero. Now, in this case, it's flipped because it's the girl who's the superhero with the secret identity and the guy is just a love interest. But, I'm glad they didn't take it down that route and have that forced drama.
She's a very, very strong female role model, and it's good to see. And she's standing up for herself, and she's not taking any shit, and she's fighting back.
She's trying to.
She's trying to, but she's trying to remain true to who she is, even though who she is being shaken and questioned daily. She's trying to just find her way through this and stay a good person.
Yeah, but she does seem to be having a bit of a 2 steps forward, or say 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah.
She goes through what she went through at the deep, and in the second episode she stands up to him and things seem to be going good. And then the next time she tries to stand up for herself a bit, it's over the costume, and Stillwell shuts her down.
Yeah.
And shuts her down hard.
But she's also learning which battles
that's what Annie, that's I think what
not
Annie
worth fighting, but which ones, which ones you have a chance in. Yeah.
I think you're right, it is. That's very much Annie's journey in this season is finding out what's worth fighting for. She thought it was all about the 7 and that's what worth fighting for, and she's realising throughout this season, no, there's more important stuff out there and there's more important and better ways to go about it. But I'm really glad that they decided to have that as an open thing. Hughie knows Annie is Starlight from the get-go, and it creates a whole separate non-forced drama and tension around the fact that she doesn't know what he's up to.
No. I do love their banter as well. It's very, very natural.
It is, yeah. We were talking about that as we were watching it, that their banter feels natural, and these feel like two people who would be drawn to each other because they've got that.
It does have that slightly awkward, like he's trying to ask her for her phone number, and he's making the joke saying about maybe committing a crime, and she's like, that would get you
or
to you faster.
At the start of the conversation when he's like, I didn't know you were, and she's like, a freak. And he's like, oh no, I meant like Beyonce, and she's like, I was only joking, like.
Yeah.
Or when she's talking about how hard things are in Vought, and he's eating a really loud nacho, and he looks all like, how do I eat this quietly?
Yeah. No, it is. It's very sweet because it does feel like a natural meeting of two people who are interested in each other.
Yeah.
It's got that slightly awkward, like, I really like you and I don't want to fuck this up. So I'm finding everything I do to be slightly embarrassing.
The Homelander and Queen Maeve stuff that goes down there at the race is interesting as well, because we're finding out a bit more about their history together.
Yeah. We find
in the previous scene where they were fighting the shooter, we find out that they used to go out.
Yeah, they at least dated.
She has that really, really nice bit where
he's
after he shoots her with the gun, she's like, the things I let you do to me, and he goes, we're not even dating anymore, and walks out. And she doesn't say a thing. But the look on her face just changes from the things I let you do to me to why on earth do I let you do these things to me? And you can see in Maeve that things are starting to wear her down. Oh, she says fuck.
Yeah.
But you can see she's fed up. Yeah. And then at the race, Homelander shows up and steals her thunder again, and they have a bit of a chat after their interview, and Homelander gets a little bit terrifying again when he's telling her, why did we ever break up? And Maeve's like, let's not go there. And then he turns to her and he says, if I ever thought, I'm paraphrasing, but it's basically, if I ever thought for a second that you were in love with somebody else, I wouldn't be able to handle that.
Yeah.
And you can see Maeve just looks terrified. He's basically just told her, look, your options are love me or love nobody.
Yeah.
It's those little bits that we're starting to see of this, really, between how he deals with the deep in the previous episode.
He needs to control everything. He's the focal point of everybody's attention. He's a narcissist.
Yeah, if he can't control people through love, he'll control them through fear.
Oh yeah, he's a full-on narcissistic dictator.
Of
his own little world. Like,
there's so much plot rammed in there, and that's just the plot points. We haven't even talked about the fact that the race is a pay-per-view event.
Never have so many people travelled so far for so little.
Yeah, like that.
It's one lap around a standard track. Yeah. Are you fucking shitting me?
I know, and there's thousands of people in the stand, and
it's
a
everybody
event
in the
that people are watching at home.
Basically gets fucking whiplash from them passing from the fucking the surge, the fucking air wind thing, shockwave. That's the word.
Yeah, it's only the name of the A-Train's competitor.
But yeah, basically you can see them all. Everybody's like buckled.
Yeah.
Why? At least make them race over like something a bit further, or like take them out to the salt flats.
No, but I think that is the point. That,
it's
like,
just a whole media publicity.
Yeah, well, it's a big media, but
it's
why have them race?
Point something of a second.
Exactly, but nobody's going to be able to see them anyway. So why have them do a mad long race when they can pack everybody in there for an event that's not going to be any between all the hype and the interviews and the actual race? The event's not going to be any longer than an hour, and they've charged people premium prices for that and to watch from home.
No, like so I do totally understand that, but I'm just
Oh no, I get you. Why would you pay for it? But the point that I'm trying to say is that it shows just VOT really don't care.
No.
VOT don't. The only value for money that they care about is theirs. We can get how much for an event that's an hour long and a race that's a split second long? Yeah, deadly. Let's do that. And that they're selling like they own Shockwave as much as they own A-Train.
Oh yeah.
So all the merch that's getting sold is all going into VOT's coffers, like.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I like about the fact
win-win for them. Like
that
anything that's like supposed to be like superheroes, because there's no villains, there's no super villains.
No, it seems
they owned every single superhero.
Yeah, and it seems to be that the villains
they own
are
all
used
the pageants.
to stop.
They own all that. They're the American Cheerleading Association, essentially.
Yeah.
Like they own all the gear, they own all the merch. They're Disney.
Yeah.
It's all intellectual property, and they can license the shit out of it.
Yeah, I think we probably rung that scene for all it's worth. Oh, except the brilliant moment with Butcher staring down Homelander when everybody's watching the race and sitting down, and
when they all sit down and he's facing him and he's just looking at him, sipping on his big gulp.
Yeah.
Eating a hot dog.
That scene is ended with a brilliant line from Mother's Milk when he's like, guys, you want to get back to Pop Claw's apartment pretty quick. She's eyeing a vial of V like it's made of Snickers. Which leads us into our big shock moment of this episode.
So V, basically at this point, it's a blue liquid that you seem to inject.
Yeah, when Popway...
It does seem to be a performance enhancer, because she is bench pressing, a stupid amount of weight. And it's brilliant because from her perspective, there's like metal, and she's like...
Well, there is metal playing in her apartment,
and she's going, Rah! And she's like pumped, and she's giving it loads. And
whenever it cuts to the guys watching on the laptop, you can't hear the metal music, you can just hear her exertions of... And then it cuts back to her and you can hear the metal music blaring, and
she's got the pot when she has the claws out and she's going around like air fighting, and it's like, yeah, we've all done that at some point. We've all gotten loaded, and
yeah, and as funny as that is, that's not what this scene is about. No. This scene is about a filthy pig who likes to eat ass getting his head exploded.
Oh, her poor landlord. Death by snooze.
The way he plays that scene, as you said earlier, it's so he's so nervous when he comes in because he's like, this is a superhero, and she's also hot, and I think she's coming on to me.
Not to perv at the like boudoir photos of her.
Yeah, she's like, do you like it? And he's like, no, yes.
But just his face when he's playing that,
when
the role playing, and he's the burglar, and he's like, "Oh no, I've been caught by Popclaw," and the grin. But the grin is fucking everything.
Like I said when we were watching it, I hope that guy gets a whole load of work based off his performance in that scene alone.
Have you ever seen Anna Nicole Smith? What was the old peanut she married?
No idea. I know you're talking about, but no.
Yeah, have you ever seen their wedding photo where she sat on his knee and his little...
No, he's sitting on her lap.
Oh, he is, and his little face is lit up.
Yeah, it's very similar.
It's a very similar grin of I don't give a shit.
But while it's going down, while the face sitting is going down, and the guys are all watching it, Butcher and Frenchie just keep like giving each other knowing glances, like, oh, look at her go, like, and Hughie doesn't know where to look.
Yeah.
Poor innocent Hughie. But we get then when the head pops, and we get the payoff.
She came and he went.
Yeah.
That's recycling.
We get the payoff to Hughie and MM's conversation earlier.
Like Hughie does, like fair fuck to him, Hughie is like shit, he's suffocating, and he goes to
wants to try and help.
And Butcher stops him and he's like, no, let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
Like, in this weird, like, fucking, like, sick, perverted way of, we're watching this guy literally getting suffocated.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Butcher knows one way or the other we can use this. She's cheated on A-Train, we can use that. Or if she hurts this guy, we can definitely use that.
Yeah.
And obviously he tries to rationalise it for Hughie's point of view as being like, you'd never made it up there in time to stop it, and even if you did,
she's hopped up on whatever this shit is.
She'd murdered you.
Yeah.
When they go outside, Frenchie and Butcher go out to deal with it, and and Hughie are left in the van, and just says to Hughie, like, what was that you said earlier? Whatever the price, you'll pay it. And Hughie's just realised, okay, maybe I was a little bit too gung-ho earlier. You know, Hughie's still, he doesn't want, like, that was an innocent guy, you know, he didn't want to see that happen.
No.
And that's not a price he considered. Whereas knows. Sometimes it's not just us who's at risk.
Yeah, it's everybody else.
So I think the only other bit left that we haven't talked about is the final scene. When Homelander shows up with Translucent's body to show Stillwell.
Oh, yeah, because he's in a zinc case that they threw into the bottom of, like, the river.
Yeah.
And the only thing he can't see through is zinc.
When
he's doing the Q&A with Deep.
He's like, hey, so, you know, it was in a case, and what's the one thing that I can't see through, Deep? And Deep's like, zinc. Or sorry, no, what was the case made out of, Deep? Zinc, Homelander. And what's the one thing I can't see through? And there's silence. And you can just see Homelander's like... And just as he's about to say, you know, call the Deep's like, zinc, Homelander. And he's like, you fucking idiot. I just love the way it's delivered. Yeah, so obviously, apart from the humour in the scene, we see that they know now. The Seven know somebody's after them. Translucent. Well, no, they don't. That's more of a comics thing.
Yeah.
I don't think in the show, we don't know much about what happened the first go around.
No, they really keep that very, very quiet.
Keep it tight early on. But even having watched both full seasons, I still don't know how much went down in the past and how much Vought we're aware of. In the comics, they know when the boys get put back together and Hughie joins, and the Seven find out that somebody's after them, they immediately know, it's the boys from before.
Yeah.
In the show, I don't think they do. They just know somebody is after them. Somebody has killed Translucent. And inside the lid of the suitcase, it says, coming for you. So they know somebody's after them. But I don't think they have any idea who until much later in the season. But that's it. So that was episode 3.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. I like how we are getting... I know, I think we've said this every episode, but we're not getting overloaded with the characters, we're getting good character development. And when they do introduce new characters, okay, Frenchie takes a bit of a back foot in this episode, but we find out a little bit more about him in as much as really doesn't like him because of something he did in the past.
And his little stories. His little stories.
Yeah.
And his A-Train on speed.
Yes, that we discovered from the last episode when I couldn't figure out what the hell A-Train speed goggles meant in my notes. What I was actually trying to talk about was two separate things. He drops a hit of speed that is A-Train labelled.
Yeah,
so that's what A-Train speed meant.
Yeah.
And then the goggles were obviously just Frenchie's goggles from the comics. But yeah, that one took me a while to realise what the fuck I was actually trying to talk about. Yeah, no, I do. The third episode, really good. We get our introduction. Really happy with how is characterised compared to the comics. We don't think we really get any other new characters. Obviously, we get a good bit more characterization for A-Train. But you get the 2 guys from marketing
who are just
they're
gems.
New characters, yeah. Seth and Evan, who are named for Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. But yeah, we get a bit more for A-Train. We get a bit more from Stillwell.
Yeah.
Maeve gets a bit more. Maeve we didn't see much of in the last episode.
Yeah.
So bit by bit, as the episodes go on, we're getting little bits of each character. Not always in the one episode. But yeah, everybody that we've seen so far is starting to get fleshed out. And
we're starting to get little tantalising glimpses of the history.
Yeah, we're getting mentions to Becca, mention to Mallory, something that happened to Mallory's grandkids. Presumably dead.
But no, it is. It's progressing nicely.
Yeah.
It's not. And there hasn't been any sort of giant exposition dump because that's always really fucking annoying.
There was a bit in... They do sometimes, but they're generally framed well. Yeah. I like how they're not one character telling another character something they already fucking know. Like.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think that's everything I have to say for this episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Alright, so as ever, thanks for joining us, guys. We are Monorants. You can find all our episodes pretty much wherever all podcasts are hosted. And if you want, you can send any feedback, questions to monorantpodcast@gmail.com and find us on Twitter @rantsmono. Don't forget to go back and listen to our previous episodes if you haven't already, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye-bye.